Wit is the sudden marriage of ideas which before their union were not perceived to have any relation. Plain question and plain answer make the shortest road out of most perplexities. Education, that which reveals to the wise, and conceals from the stupid, the vast limits of their knowledge. If you tell the truth, you do not need a good memory. There are several good protections against temptations, but the surest is cowardice. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and starting on the first one. Write without pay until somebody offers to pay. He who asks is a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not ask remains a fool forever. A successful book is not made of what is in it, but what is left out of it. Let us be thankful for the fools. But for them, the rest of us could not succeed. Education consists mainly of what we have unlearned. Never argue with stupid people, they will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, then success is sure. Education, the path from cocky ignorance to miserable uncertainty. Everyone is a moon and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Never tell the truth to people who are not worthy of it. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Many a small thing has been made large by the right kind of advertising. To string incongruities and absurdities together in a wandering and sometimes purposeless way, and seem innocently unaware that they are absurdities, is the basis of the American art, if my position is correct. Principles have no real force except when one is well fed. It is by the goodness of God that in our country we have those three unspeakably precious things: freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and the prudence never to practice either. The very ink with which all history is written is merely fluid prejudice. Words are only painted fire, a look is the fire itself. I am as prompt as a clock, if I only know the day a thing is wanted, otherwise I am a natural procrastinaturalist. People who always feel jolly, no matter where they are or what happens to them, who have the organ of hope preposterously developed, who are endowed with an uncongealable sanguine temperament, who never feel concerned about the price of corn, and who cannot, by any possibility, discover any but the bright side of a picture, are very apt to go to extremes, and exaggerate with 40-horse microscopic power. I would rather have my ignorance than another man's knowledge, because I have got so much more of it. My mind changes often. People who have no mind can easily be steadfast and firm, but when a man is loaded down to the guards with it, as I am, every heavy sea of foreboding or inclination, maybe of indolence, shifts the cargo. Ah, well, I am a great and sublime fool. But then I am God's fool, and all his works must be contemplated with respect. Who would find out that I am a natural fool if I kept always cool and never let nature come to the surface? Nobody. We chase phantoms half the days of our lives. It is well if we learn wisdom even then, and save the other half. Men are easily dealt with, but when you get the women started, you are in for it, you know. I always did hate for anyone to know what my plans or hopes or prospects were, for, if I kept people in ignorance in these matters, no one could be disappointed but myself, if they were not realized. What a man wants with religion in these breadless times, surpasses my comprehension. There are three kinds of lies, damned lies, and statistics. When a humorist ventures upon the grave concerns of life, he must do his job better than another man or he works harm to his cause. Training is everything. The peach was once a bitter almond, cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. I have been studying the traits and dispositions of the lower animals, so called, and contrasting them with the traits and dispositions of man. I find the result humiliating to me. What's the use you learning to do right, when it's troublesome to do right and ain't no trouble to do wrong, and the wages is just the same? There is no distinctly Native American criminal class except Congress. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence in society. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. Grief can take care of itself, but to get the full value of a joy you must have someone to divide it with. After a few months' acquaintance with European coffee, one's mind weakens, and his faith with it, and he begins to wonder if the rich beverage of home, with its clotted layer of yellow cream on top of it, is not a mere dream after all, and a thing which never existed. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. The secret source of humor itself is not joy but sorrow. There is no humor in heaven. Whoever has lived long enough to find out what life is, knows how deep a debt of gratitude we owe to Adam, the first great benefactor of our race. He brought death into the world. When we remember that we are all mad, the mysteries disappear and life stands explained. Its name is public opinion. It is held in reverence. It settles everything. Some think it is the voice of God. The common eye sees only the outside of things, and judges by that, but the seeing eye pierces through and reads the heart and the soul, finding their capacities which the outside didn't indicate or promise, and which the other kind couldn't detect. Truth is mighty and will prevail. There is nothing the matter with this, except that it ain't so. Good breeding consists in concealing how much we think of ourselves and how little we think of the other person. It is better to have old second-hand diamonds than none at all. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Against the assault of laughter nothing can stand. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. Do not put off till tomorrow what can be put off till day after tomorrow just as well. Put all your eggs in one basket, and watch that basket. If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. Suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress, but I repeat myself. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. Good friends, good books and a sleepy conscience, this is the ideal life. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Patriotism is supporting your country all the time, and your government when it deserves it. It ain't those parts of the Bible that I can't understand that bother me, it is the parts that I do understand.